bear swim on the Elf Lake. Now, this is one of the few swims that does actually bear a bit of description about how the swim got its name. The bear swim is not because it's bare and barren looking, it's because in the very, very early days of Les Quis, Clive Williams came round to fish here when the swim was just sort of like a sandy gravel that just gently sloped into the water. And he woke up in the morning to find two huge big footprints, as if something had come down to the edge of the water and had a drink, right next to where he was fishing. He was only literally feet away from it. And jokingly, it was said that was probably a bear, which of course makes everyone think, bloody bear. But the reality is, chances are it wasn't really a bear, but it was always it amused us to think that there was a random grizzly bear running around that could possibly eat someone. So, and the swim, and that name just stuck. It was a joke and it stuck, but it is always known as the bear swim. A fantastic swim, probably one of the most famous swims on the lake. Gives you a huge option, this swim, of open water. From everything from casting towards the bailiff's hut, over towards the shallows. I mean, you've got acres and acres of water to go at here. And even if the fish are showing out in front of the bailiffs, it's no problem. The bailiffs will quite happily accept the fact that the guys who've come here to fish are paying to fish, and if the fish are out in front of the bailiffs, just chuck them at them. The bailiffs will always give way to you because they want to see you have a good holiday. They want to see you catch some fish. There is a few features in this swim. Probably in the Elf Lake there are a few contours that are worth looking for. And again here, the water seems to be predominantly slightly deeper straight out, and then just sort of like starts to slope up and becomes a bit shallower in the middle. So you're getting these sort of like little variations in depth, and playing around looking for little spots on those areas where the depth just suddenly starts to slope up. These fish seem to use these as little roadways and follow these tracks. So if you can pinpoint these subtle variations in the depth, often well worth baiting an area and fishing to it. But this swim isn't just about open water. You've also got some superb margins to your left. Now, if you walk round there at any time, you will see fish in the margins, underneath the trees. So again, getting tight, clipping up, we keep mentioning it, but it is vitally important that you can get back out there in the dark. Another tip here that's worth mentioning is just bait, because if you're fishing the margins, bait little and often rather than lots of bait. The fish are always patrolling the margin, so you don't have to sort of draw them to your bait by putting a big bed out there. Just get around there, a couple of handfuls of bait tightly round your hook bait, and then when a fish comes along, feeds, there's a very good chance you'll get a pickup. So, great margins, huge amount of open water, but there's another advantage to this swim. Directly behind us there's a swim called Backer Bear, which is literally 10 yards behind us. So this makes this a good swim for two guys who want to come and fish together. If you can get the draw right and with a little bit of luck, you can both fish on here, so it becomes a very sociable swim. You mates, well, look at that, one's just jumped out, so if we were fishing we'd have to get a bait straight on that. So all in all, what a superb swim. Ideal for coming with a mate so you can double up, and we'll talk about Backer Bear in a second. But as you can see, the fish are there. Absolutely there, just on that spot, straight at it's almost like straight at the shallow swim. If you can't catch them in this swim, then there's a reason to say pack up carp fishing.